Nero's bizarre world, the emperor you never really knew. Did you know Emperor Nero once held the Olympics just because he wanted to win? Or that he might have fiddled while Rome burned, but not in the way you're thinking? Dive into the obscure corners of Nero's world, right here on Freaky Facts, History's Oddities. Hey there, Freaky Facts family. Ever thought you knew all there was about the infamous Emperor Nero? Well, buckle up. Today, we're unveiling the peculiar, the weird, and the downright bizarre tales of Nero's reign that don't often see the light of day. Let's dive in. The teenage emperor. At an age when most are grappling with adolescence, Nero was thrust into the spotlight of leadership and power. Ascending to the throne at the tender age of 17, he became one of the youngest emperors in Roman history. With the weight of an empire on his shoulders, this teenage ruler was suddenly tasked with making decisions that would impact millions. His youth was a double-edged sword. While it made him relatable to the younger generation and added a fresh perspective to the Roman elite, it also exposed his vulnerability and inexperience. His early reign, guided heavily by advisors, and his ambitious mother, Agrippina, showcases the complexities of wielding power at such a young age in the tumultuous landscape of ancient Rome. Matricide in the heart of Rome. Among the many scandals that peppered Nero's reign, the murder of his mother, Agrippina the Younger, stands out as one of the most shocking. The relationship between Nero and Agrippina was fraught with power struggles, manipulation, and deep-seated tension. Agrippina, once a central figure ensuring her son's ascent to the throne, quickly became a perceived threat to Nero's autonomous rule. In 59 AD, driven by paranoia and the desire to free himself from her overbearing influence, Nero took the unthinkable step of ordering his mother's assassination. The act not only marked a dark turning point in Nero's rule, but also sent ripples throughout the empire as Romans grappled with the gravity of an emperor who would go to such lengths to consolidate power. Dark tales of love and power. Nero's romantic liaisons were as tumultuous as they were tragic. His first marriage to Claudia Octavia, the daughter of Emperor Claudius, was more a political union than a love match. However, as Nero's infatuation with Poppaea Sabina grew, Claudia's fate became increasingly uncertain. In a chilling twist, Octavia was exiled on fabricated charges and later executed. With Octavia out of the picture, Nero married Poppaea Sabina, a union that promised passion but was no less doomed. Rumored tensions, exacerbated by Nero's unpredictable temperament, culminated in a fatal blow to a pregnant Poppaea, allegedly during a fit of rage. In both instances, the women who were once closest to the emperor found themselves ensnared in deadly webs of power, jealousy, and ambition. A dark dawn for early Christians. Under Nero's reign, the budding Christian community in Rome experienced its first major wave of persecution. Following the Great Fire of Rome in 64 AD, rumors swirled that Nero himself had instigated the blaze to clear land for his architectural ambitions. In an attempt to deflect blame and quell the rising discontent among Romans, Nero found a scapegoat in the Christians, a then misunderstood and mistrusted sect. Accused of arson and anti-Roman sentiments, many Christians faced arrest, torture, and public execution, often in gruesomely elaborate spectacles, including being burned alive or torn apart by wild beasts in the Colosseum. This marked the beginning of a long and tumultuous relationship between the Roman Empire and Christianity, a faith that Nero, perhaps inadvertently, helped to galvanize through adversity. A love beyond conventional bounds. Nero's relationships often bordered on the bizarre, and one of the most unconventional among them was his union with Sporus, a young former slave. In a move that shocked even the hedonistic Roman elite, Nero had Sporus castrated and then married him in a public ceremony. What's more intriguing is that Nero treated Sporus with the same reverence and affection as his previous wives, even bestowing upon him the attire and titles typical of an empress. While some historians posit this relationship was Nero's way of coping with the loss of Poppaea Sabina, given Sporus's said resemblance to her, others believe it was a mere reflection of Nero's extravagant and unpredictable nature. Regardless of the motivations, this union serves as a testament to the unparalleled eccentricities that marked Nero's reign. Nero, the Olympian. While Nero had a thing for theatrics, his true passion lay in the Olympics. Obsessed with glory, he shifted the Olympic Games from Greece to Rome in 67 AD, just so he could participate. Nero took part in various events, even chariot racing, where he was thrown from his chariot but still declared the winner. Talk about home ground advantage. The singing emperor. Nero fancied himself a talented musician. Legend has it he played the lyre and sang as Rome burned in the Great Fire. However, recent studies suggest Nero wasn't in Rome during the fire, and the fiddling was perhaps a metaphorical jab at his leadership. He was, however, known to force the aristocracy to listen to his performances, sometimes locking doors to prevent escape. The luxurious Golden House. Post the Great Fire of Rome, Nero built an enormous palace known as the Domus Aurea, or the Golden House. It covered parts of Rome with artificial lakes, parks, and even a colossal statue of Nero himself. This statue, the Colossus of Nero, was so massive it later gave its name to the famous Roman Colosseum. Nero's fear of the dark. The mighty emperor was, surprisingly, afraid of the dark. Sources reveal he often had someone hold his hand to help him sleep at night. His palace corridors were installed with continuous lighting to keep away the shadows. Odd endings. Nero's death is shrouded in mystery and drama. While fleeing from his enemies, Nero attempted suicide multiple times. However, with shaky hands, he had to ask his secretary to deal the fatal blow. His alleged last words, "What an artist dies in me." The legend of the Antichrist's return. The end of Nero's reign did not bring an end to the fears and anxieties he had instilled in the hearts of many Romans. Such was the dread surrounding him that, even after his death, a pervasive rumor spread that Nero would return from the grave, not as a mere mortal, but as the Antichrist, a malevolent entity destined to unleash chaos and destruction upon the world. This belief was so entrenched that it persisted for centuries, giving rise to the Nero Redivivus legend, wherein it was prophesied he would rise from the east and reclaim his throne. This legend not only underscores the profound impact of Nero's reign, but also intertwines his legacy with eschatological beliefs and the apocalyptic fears of early Christians and Romans alike. From quirky passions to architectural wonders, and from deep-seated fears to questionable musical talents, Nero remains one of the most enigmatic figures in history. But one thing's for sure, he was never dull. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Emperor Nero's oddities, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to Freaky Facts, History's Oddities, for more thrilling tales from the past. Got a quirky historical figure you're curious about? Drop a comment below and we might just cover it next. Stay curious and keep exploring the freaky side of history.